Hi, hello, hey, and welcome to the resurrection of Rushed Vibes. I am your host, Jessica Rushed Vibes Rushing, accompanied by David Rushed Vibes Rushing, and we are here to remind you that you cannot rush the vibe.
What do you mean?
Because it's been a year since we last recorded
Oh, because you can't rush
the
the
vibe.
vibe because the vibe is on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Got it.
Sure?
No. But here we are.
We're here, we're in it. So, what's good?
You tell me.
What?
Wife.
What's with that accusatory tone?
It's not accusatory.
You tell me.
You've been on my neck for 8 months about recording. So I assume that you just had stuff that you wanted to get off your
Because
chest.
you haven't been on your own neck.
I've been busy.
You don't say.
Slightly.
I've been busy too.
Mm.
Excuse me?
I've been a little busy.
A little busy?
Just a little bit.
Tell the people why you've been busy, since I've only been a little busy.
I've been traveling
Okay. That's it.
quite a bit for most of the summer. But you know what's funny is the last time episode we recorded, I was talking about how I had turned over a new leaf and I had a new job. You know what I'm saying? But since we've last recorded, I got laid off from that job.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been unemployed effectively since June, for the most part.
June of last year.
June of
25.
20. Oh, yeah, because this is 26.
26.
Yeah, June of 26. So almost a year I've been unemployed.
Over a year.
Over a year. But there was a period of time where I was working, but then
Adding to your busyness.
Then I got hurt. Which camera
just
cut
turned
off?
off.
It's that one.
Okay.
The one that I thought was good. Um,
So I'm going to face this way because I no longer have a shot.
so the cameras have been unplugged for like a year and a half. So I thought if they just had power connected to them, that they would be good to record, but apparently not.
No. So.
Because they're older cameras. So even when I got them, they were like 2-3 years old.
You got them used?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I thought they were new.
I think I bought one new. I mean, they were still selling them because cameras, they don't really age out as quickly as other tech. So I think I bought one brand new in box and the other two I got. I think I traded somebody. So I bought one, traded for one, and then bought another one secondhand. Yeah.
So I'm not going to look at you.
So you don't get a solo. I'm sorry, you don't get a solo.
It's okay.
But next time.
I had like 45 seconds. I had a good 45. That's my good side.
That's all you need.
I might just slide the chair over it.
Just sit directly in front of me.
Sit next to you. I don't even know where we begin. It's been a lot of life has been lived since January 2025. You have all of 2025, and now you have this half plus one of 2026. We've been traveling a lot. We've injured ourselves. We've been in car accidents. We've started new jobs. Stepped away from old jobs. We haven't had any more kids.
Thank God.
Life is lifed. Some days better than others. But here we are, ready to get back into Rushed Vibes. I have personally felt heavily that we needed to get back into it. Some of us have taken that feeling more seriously than others. And I'm going to move this chair because if I wiggle, I don't even have a shot, so it doesn't mess up anything. But it was like making that fabric on material noise. You can cut that out. You can cut out the too. I'm trying to speak with less fillers. But we are here. We are not triumphed, but triumphing. No?
Finish your thought.
I think I lost it when I moved the chair. So I'm just going to take a sip of water out of a wine glass and pass it to you, sir.
Yeah, it's funny. The other night I watched the last episode that we recorded, and at the end we said that we were going to move to a bi-weekly format, and then we said that we will be better. And then that was the last that people heard from us.
So we moved to a biannual format.
to a biannual format. But yeah, no, it's like you said, a lot has happened. The kids are older, whole year older, which for a couple of them, actually all of them, it seems like several years within the year, just in terms of how much they've matured. And your parents also moved in with us.
I feel like they were with us the last time we recorded.
We didn't mention. I don't know that we've ever mentioned it on camera.
No, I don't think we did.
Yeah, they moved in October of 25.
Of 24.
24. And were with us until this past
May of
26. So we've never actually, I don't know if we've ever actually spoken about the layout of our house, but when we moved into this house, it was 3 beds. Well, it is. We moved into this house knowing that it was going to be smaller than what we were coming from. So we basically have 3 beds and 2 baths. Our 2 youngest girls, they room together, and then Solace has her own room. But just because of Jessica's dad's medical condition, we decided to move them in with us. It felt like it would be best for them to be with us rather than where they were. But that meant we had to give up our bedroom.
Yeah.
So we had been sleeping on our couch, Jessica and I, from October of 24 until May of this year. So
yeah, that's a Netflix documentary in itself. But I have not unpacked it enough with my therapist to truly discuss it in public. But it was definitely
it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it won't be so bad. It's only going to be for.
It was definitely supposed to be temporary.
It was supposed to be a few weeks. But and the thing that made it worse is that our couches were already like 14, 15, 13 years old.
Yeah, like the original.
We got these couches, or this couch, when we got married. Shortly after we got married and moved into our first house, and we've had it ever since. But I think
it's gotten more wear and tear.
It's gotten more wear and tear recently. Yeah, it was okay when we first moved in because it was in a space at our old house that we didn't really frequent as a family. So I think the most it got sat on was laundry.
Yeah, it was definitely a laundry hub.
It was a laundry couch.
It did that. But yeah, it's interesting the things you'll say in life and look back, especially when you put a timeline on something. I find that anytime you say something is going to be temporary, the saxophones start playing. When you look back and you're just you're like, oh, temporary turned into almost 2 years.
But it's also funny because we let someone live with us years ago. And after they moved out, we said we'd never let anybody else live with us.
And I think you think family is different, but...
Well, you thought family was different.
But anyone living with you that's not in your...
And this isn't to bash Jessica's parents. Like, this isn't like a dump session.
We just have our dynamic.
It was just tough because there's no privacy. You effectively lose any sort of privacy. Your bedroom now becomes a common area in the house. So the kids come in and they bring their stuff, and you have no space. Mm-hmm. You have no privacy. So it was tough. But I mean, I told her, I think I told you this. We had her having a debrief a few months ago or a couple months ago. I would do it again because it was for a good cause. As tough as it was.
And that's why David's a better person than me. I'm a good person, but David's a better person than me because I will not. I will.
You would absolutely do it again.
Don't
front.
No,
don't front.
I pray the Lord never test me like that again. Anyway, like David said, the kids are great. We are on the brink of not having to pay for daycare anymore. Our youngest is on her way to kindergarten, which I don't even know how we got to a place where she's been around that long, and now she's going to kindergarten. And it's bittersweet because I really do. I love her daycare. I love how she's grown, the network she's made there. She is the welcome and departure committee. You pick her up. It's going to take you. Don't think you're just picking her up, signing her out, and walking out of the building. She is hugging people and saying goodbye and all the things. So it's been cute to see that. I love that we have an app that I can go in and get my little serotonin boost and see her doing something in the classroom. But she's now going to kindergarten. She is joining her older sister at the Montessori school, and she gets to have the teacher her sister has just left from. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a part of life. And I know recently I've been struggling. The kids have figured out how to play pictures, memories from your phone on the TV. And so they've been playing a lot of the memories of each of them in different stages of life, specifically when they're smaller. And the other day I was on the couch and I think Sovereign put one on, and Solace looks over at me and she goes, "Mom, are you okay?" I guess I just got emotional just seeing you live this life with these tiny humans.
Such a sap.
I am. And I would totally have another baby just based off of my emotions.
No, you would not. Not with me.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. You ain't gonna have no with nobody else either. I'm to make sure of that.
Anyway,
Shoot.
So you realize, I think no one prepares you in parenthood that you're here for each day. You're watching them each day, and you're living it. But when you go back and see the memories of how these people have grown and are growing, you kind of, I won't say you forget, but for me it was just this, wow, she was that small, and she was that small not that long ago. And it puts me in this space where I question if I really understand time, because I'll look at a memory from a year ago and this child had a baby face, and then I'll think this moment a year from now I'm going to look and think this child had a baby face. And so I don't know. I'm just struggling with them all growing up. I don't have a baby anymore. I can have full conversations with everybody, and I don't know. I'm just I enjoy my babies. I love them grown. They're amazing young women, and they will be amazing women, and they will do amazing things in the world. But I'm like, I miss the little babies with the little baby feet and the baby faces and the baby fat and all the baby stuff.
You done being sappy?
No, I'm gonna have another baby. I'm not. I can't fit any more people in this.
Yeah, we're at
clearing space.
We're at capacity.
No, I love my kids, and because of this new season I'm in with work, I travel a lot, and I have recently not been able to spend a lot of time with the kids. And it's an interesting dynamic, not as a mother, not getting the as a society it's structured that moms essentially spend the most time with their kids. It's not out of the ordinary if a dad is on the road or whatever. So it's really interesting having to get concentrations of them in pockets. So I think that's probably adding to my emotion of seeing them small and growing, and also knowing that I'm on the road a lot. So there are lots of moments I'm missing because I'm not here. But that's also something I'll work through in therapy, or find a way to be home. You're not doing a lot of talking. You're just letting me.
You're just going. So I'm just letting you go.
I go.
If you remember, you used to always get on me for interrupting you while you were speaking. You always be like, "I'm still speaking." So I'm just letting you speak. I would hate to interrupt you during your sap fest.
This is not the Jessica podcast show, and I don't know how long people want to listen to me going sap.
People only watch because of you. What are you talking about? You're everyone's favorite Rush.
Anyway, I am not.
You are. And that's okay. I made peace with it a long time ago.
You had to make peace with it.
Even all my own family members who have known me my entire life, anytime I see them, where's Jessica? How's Jessica doing? How's my girl? I'm like, she's great.
Is she though?
Yeah, because you aren't where I am.
Anyway, what's going on with you? What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about?
You were spitting off conversation with me this morning. That's why I was like, we should record.
Yeah, that was tea.
Oh, you don't
I don't know that I want to be gossipy.
Okay.
On camera anymore. You know, I'm at a different stage in my life.
You got to be more diplomatic.
I have to be a little bit more diplomatic. I have to be a little bit more measured with what I say online, depending upon who I may or may not come across. So, although Michael was telling me that, he was like, "Nah, don't hold your tongue." I was like,
"You got to tell people who Michael is."
Who is Michael? Michael is my publicist.
David has a publicist.
It's still kind of wild. But Michael is not. I mean, he's a publicist. He has a PR agency that I'm a client. But for me, Michael wears a lot of different hats in terms of our relationship. So he's not. I don't see him as a traditional publicist. He's a lot more. He's more valuable. But yeah, I met him in February. This February, right?
Mm-hmm.
In LA because of Jessica, of course. We were at a meta party for NBA All-Star Weekend at Somerville, which is Issa Rae's restaurant.
I tell you all the story.
And Jessica and I walk in together. You know, we see some people. We start. This always happens. We go into a function together. We're together, and we start talking. And I'll see somebody I know, and I'll say, if Jessica doesn't know them, I'll introduce them, and then that person and I will start talking, and then I'll turn around, and then Jessica's gone. I've lost my wife. So that had happened. It had been like 45 minutes since I last saw her, but I normally know places to look. The main place being a bar. If there's a bar, Jessica's probably there. So lo and behold, I turn around and she's at a bar. So I go to the bar. She's talking to this gentleman at the time, and I just want to make sure she's good. I also wanted to get a refill on my drink because it's a meta party, so therefore it's open bar. And she said, "Oh, David, this is Michael." So I don't know if we shook hands. I think we might have shook hands, or I might have just been like, "What's up?" Because at the time, I'll be honest. At the time,
if David doesn't have a reason to,
at the time, I didn't really care.
He just wanted his drink.
I just wanted to. I wanted to touch I make sure my wife was good, get my drink, and then I was going to go back on about my business. But I was quite. I'm pretty sure I just said, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And that was it. I think that was our interaction for that party. And at some point during their conversation, he mentioned a gifting suite. I had never heard of such things because I'm basic, as my wife likes to tell me. But he basically invited us to a gifting suite after the meta party at a location in Los Angeles. We weren't on the list, and I think you have to be on the list for gifting suites, but we just showed up and we're like, I'm Yo Rush, supposed to be here. They wrote me in, and we went in to the gifting suite. Saw Michael, we were talking, he was telling me about people he knows. And then was it that night or the next night that we rode to the...
It was that night he told us to meet him at the event because he wanted to introduce you to...
That was the next day because we got headed to the HBCU thing.
But it was at the
gifting suite.
The gifting suite that he told us to meet meet him there. And then we got rear-ended in our Uber. There's so much more to this story.
Yeah, it's a big story.
Like, it's a big story.
It's an epic.
David skips like a whole bunch of stuff. I was at the bar.
No, but this is the part I wouldn't have known because I wasn't there. So this is context for you to provide. It's not that I'm skipping it, but I also wasn't done yet. So we speak a little bit more, and then at that point I understand that he's a publicist and he has his own agency. And at some point during the weekend, I don't even know that there was a formal, hey, I want to represent you. I think it was just sort of understood, and he said all the things that he could plan, people he could introduce me to. At the time, honestly, I never really knew what a publicist did. I knew I had a general idea
Of PR.
of PR and publicists, but no one had ever really shown any interest in having me as a client or saying, hey, I want to represent you, or painting a picture of the opportunities they could bring to me. So when he said he wanted to do it, I was like, cool, you're the first one. So why not? It's always nice when someone shows um, interest in who you are, your story, and I guess sees potential that I guess other people haven't seen, because he's the first person to really approach me. So I said, cool. And he booked me. He pitched and booked me for a couple of things, I think, before we ever signed an official contract. So
things definitely moved fast.
Well, they didn't. They didn't. So like we left LA, and then we had kind of kept in touch, but we didn't really hear from him. And then we did, and then it was just.
I think it all feels like so much was happening, so it felt like things were going fast. And because I had seen him like back to back.
Yeah, you did.
So as everyone knows, I appreciate a bar.
What's that? I find you at a bar.
I'm certified beverage girly. That's my new thing. Solace has loved that I've been referring to myself as that. You can also find me at the freebie table. If there is a giveaway happening at an event, I will also be there too, because I also like free stuff. So I don't want it to seem like I can only be found at the bar. But if there's also some type of buffet or food, and there's a door where the food comes out, I'm probably going to be close to that too, so that I can get myself something to eat. I say all that to say, we're at this activation. I'm sorry, I work marketing experiential. Everything's an activation. We're at this event, this party. I realize that it's an open bar because, again, it's an event. And there's a bottle of Hennessy XO. You guys knew. We'll get into the fact that I no longer work with Hennessy. But at the time, I still did. And if I have the opportunity to have comped XO, I'm going to have comped XO. So the bartender he's made me this special cocktail with like a raspberry syrup, all of this stuff. So I was avoiding all the other bartenders and only going to him. The bartender also knew Michael. Michael thought he knew me. He thought I was somebody else. I was like, sir, I've never met you before. But we had a mutual acquaintance that people, for some reason, mix us up with. I don't think we favor each other, but we're two black women who work in the same industry. And if you are in America, you know that if there are two black people in a space, people are going to mix you up. But I say all that to say, he was convinced he knew me. I was like, I don't know you. The bartender, Billiam, was like, I know you too. I was like, I definitely don't know you. So I got these two men who are telling me they know me and they don't know me. But they knew people who knew me, who I guess they were mixing me up for. So that's how Michael and I's conversation went on. And I realized that there was a point that I could no longer argue with him, that I didn't know him. And then we finally figured out who the person was, but I still think he thought he knew me, which is fine. But I started talking about David and what he's doing and why we were there, and it was just, and he and I just kind of clicked. We kind of both have this big, his personality is bigger than mine, but we still have this big energy of like taking up a space. And the picture I actually posted for his birthday the other day, I took that at the meta party. So that was like our first interaction. We just clicked. We just clicked. I also finished the rest of that XO bottle because I think when you were coming to find me, you were coming to get a refill of XO, but I had just gotten the rest. And Billiam was trying to see if there was another bottle, but that was the last bottle. Yikes. No, yikes. Actually, I'm very glad that I took advantage of that. So that's it. That was Michael. I have gone to DC a handful of times since, and always make it there are certain cities I go to. I recognize that your schedules might not always sync up, but there are certain people I will always make sure they know I'm in their city, and I've made the effort to let them know I'm in their city. we're in San Francisco, Oakland area, it's Jasmine and Richard. They always are going to know that we're there, and we can usually make something happen. LA's your brother, Lyle. Even though next time I go to LA, I'm not going to see Lyle. Because every time we see Lyle, we get into an Uber accident. So
this is true.
So he's just gonna have to catch us on the East Coast.
This is true.
Yeah.
Wow, I never noticed.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Yep.
He's gonna love the fact that you're blaming him for our Uber accidents.
DC, it's gonna be Michael. New York, I haven't been to New York recently, but I'm not gonna go through a list of everybody because then I don't want other
After
people
you've already
gone through a list of everybody.
This.
Mainly because I can't remember people, and because I also don't want anyone to watch this and say, "How come I'm not on your list?" Because there are people in Charlotte that are not on my list of people to see when I'm home. Because I'm home so infrequently that home is now a visiting place. What are we talking about? I'm trying to update you all on a year and a half's worth of life. We have been to 2025 All-Star in LA. We've been to 2026 All-Star in San Francisco. Where was All-Star this year? No.
All-Star this year was in LA.
This year was in LA. All-Star last year was in San Francisco. We've been to the Creator Cup. No, not the Creator Cup. The NBA Cup in Vegas in December of last year. That we might have talked about that in the last episode. Did we?
I don't know.
Well, we went to Vegas. David was one part of the inaugural team of creators that led the commentator booth at which game was it?
It's called the Threads Desk.
The Threads Desk.
Yeah, but NBA Cup, I think it was the semifinals.
Okay, so I don't know what it's called. And I have a whole marketing concept around that I clearly need to pitch to someone, because as someone who works in marketing, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more done with that desk, but that's neither here nor there. Actually, that's here and there.
Why don't you call your boy and tell him?
I might. I have a boy, but he hates to see me come in.
I feel so sorry for him.
You should not. I take care of my people. Anyway.
You take care of it. Well, yeah. Okay.
What else did we do? We've done NBA watch parties at Blinders in Charlotte. We're getting ready to do a WNBA Blinders watch party. We just came back from WNBA All-Star in Chicago. Your boys, Mr. Worldwide, or at least Mr. European Union, going over across the pond. He's also gone to Essence Festival. This blush I'm wearing, you see? That's Patrick Ta. She's wanted. He brought that back for me amongst some other things. What else are you doing? What else have we done in a year? Where else have you gone? He's been to New York a countless number of times.
I've been to New York. I've only been to New York like once or twice since.
Okay, so twice.
Since we last recorded.
That's 2 more times than everybody else.
Went to Boston. Went to New England.
Yeah, but I'm talking about your meta stuff.
Oh, my meta stuff.
Your rush.
My Yo Rush stuff.
Rush.
Because I don't know that we should exclusively
cut that out.
Yeah, tie it to meta.
I'll restate it. Your Rush stuff.
But I mean, yeah, you've pretty much covered it all. LA, All-Star, WNBA. Went to Cannes Lions in France for a gig that I had with Meta Beach. I moderated a Q&A for Kyle Kuzma, who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks currently, 2020 NBA champion with the Los Angeles Lakers. And the rest of the time was just spent walking around with Michael in Paris, his friend, and I think other client. We were just kind of taking it in and introducing ourselves to people, Michael introducing me to people, networking. It was pretty cool. And then came back for like a week. And then that's when I went to Essence Fest in New Orleans and was there. Now, all the while that these trips are happening, I'm actually recovering from a ruptured Achilles that happened on April 1st. That's one thing we didn't even mention.
We didn't. I figured
that
was a story you should tell.
Yeah, I was playing basketball in the league, men's league, and was hooping and went for a rebound, and I just felt like I got kicked really, really hard. So I went down, and it was weird. I mean, it was a significant pain, but for a moment, it felt like temporary pain. You know, where you get hit or something, like you hit your foot on the corner of the bed. It's like really intense, and then it subsides. I felt like that's what was going to happen. But when I got up to walk, I realized my foot was still connected to my leg, but I couldn't really feel it. So it's like when your leg, the only thing I can liken it to is when your foot falls asleep and you try to walk before the tingling, sharp pain starts. Like you know that your foot is there, but you just can't feel it. And that's when I kind of knew that, because there's only a handful of things that it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured I had ruptured it, but I decided that I was going to go to the emergency room. So I called Jess, called my parents. Jessica was not happy. She actually thought it was an April Fool's joke because it happened on April 1st. And I said, no, this is real. I think I'm going to the emergency room. And I called my parents because where I was playing was closer to them than it was home. So I told Jess, don't worry about coming down. Like mom and dad are going to meet me. So yeah, long story short, they told me I ruptured my Achilles. So they put me in a soft cast and I was in that until I had surgery. And then after surgery, I went back into a soft cast for a couple weeks. And then they put me in a boot for, felt like forever. And I had just been cleared to not be in the boot by the time it was time for me to go to France, which was late May. So, but I'm walking around with the significant limp because my foot has been in a cast and then a boot for the prior month and a half. So, and it's painful at the end of the day. My foot's swelling, but I feel like it's potentially like a once in a lifetime opportunity to go to France. Although Michael says we'll be back, so I'm gonna take him at his word. But it was rough, but it was also worth it. So, Cannes, New Orleans, All-Star, right? WNBA All-Star. There weren't any trips in between that, so we're back now, and then I think we're headed to Martha's Vineyard for something this week coming up. So I might have to go to Houston, and then as of now, that's it for the summer. So it's been my initiation to being in media because everything I've been doing has been under the premise, not even premise, just me trying to be a part of sports media. Because I've partnered with Michael on a new podcast that I host. It's called Best of Seven. So I interview athletes, former athletes, anyone who's interesting, has a story to tell, interview them and get their story in just 7 questions. So I've been doing a lot of media stuff.
Let's expound upon that because your boy right here
Expound upon what?
Now has Best of Seven. The Corner 3.
Corner 3 podcast. Shout out to my boys, Tone, Jared. What up?
And this original podcast.
Oh, hey, boo.
Why does this man have 3 podcasts? You Charlemagne? What's going on? What is happening?
Well, I don't have 3. I've never done all 3 at the same time, though. So Best of Seven just started. Corner 3, we're all kind of, it's summer. We've all got kids. We've all got things going on. So we haven't been as consistent lately. And then we obviously know we haven't been recording. So I actually haven't had to do all 3 at the same time. But yes, I'm currently a part of 3 different podcasts.
3, y'all. This man thinks he's Charlemagne.
I'm actually not. I'm just
Charlemagne.
This podcast is what you do. It's part of what you need to have these days. It's supposed to be part of your kit, I guess.
Yeah. Kit.
Look, man, I say it. What's funny is I said it the day I hurt my Achilles, because things had started to happen for me a little bit. People had been, at this point, I've been to NBA All-Star Weekend 2 years in a row, right?
Mm-mm.
So 3 years? We didn't do Indiana.
We didn't.
No.
We didn't do the year before that?
I did Vegas the year before that. So I did Vegas in December, and then there was All-Star Weekend, because December 2023 and then All-Star Weekend in February, but that was in Indianapolis.
Okay.
I remember I was waiting to see
Okay.
if I got invited, and I didn't, so I didn't go. So we've done All-Star Weekend two years in a row. We've done the NBA Cup.
You've done 3 of them.
Did I skip? No, I skipped one. So I've done 2 out of the last 3 NBA Cups. Or 2 out of the first.
Haven't you done?
I did the first one. I didn't do the next one, and then I did last year. 2025.
Okay.
2 out of the first 3 NBA Cups. So I'm saying all this to say that I'm relatively regular. I know that there's probably at least 2 events I'll be at per year. So people have started to be like, "Oh, see you're doing stuff. Like, good job." But it's easy for someone
to. Why is that you're doing? Why is that voice? Not even the movie, it's the voice. See, you're doing stuff. Like,
why do you always go when you're mimicking my dad?
Because that's literally
not how my father speaks.
How he speaks is because when he's mimicking his dad, he uses the exact same voice.
That's not how he speaks. But anyways,
you're not
people were like saying, "Oh, like I see stuff is happening for you," and yes, the opportunities and the events are great, but I tend to equate things are happening with you getting paid, and I've been paid. I'm not going to sit and act like I haven't, but it hasn't been any sort of. I'm not at the level where it's consistently coming in, which is fine. It's something to strive for. But I posted on Facebook on April 1st. I was like, I said I don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm not really mapping. I don't have life mapped out. I get up and I go. I said some days are good, some days are bad. And then 10 hours later, I ruptured my Achilles. Yeah. So it's been a very humbling season because I've been helpless. Like literally, I've felt extremely helpless and have felt guilty that I have been so helpless because, and especially when your parents were here, there was just a lot that was thrust upon you. And I'm just over here on the couch with my foot up.
Yeah, when I tell you the sound of crutches now traumatizes me, like hearing crutches go, I attribute it to I've always been sound sensitive. Yes. Like certain noises,
yes, you have.
They just do something to me. The sound of like nails on, like animal nails.
I just realized all the light is on you. But I meant to turn this light toward me.
Do you want to fix it?
I don't know because I don't know what it's going to look like
if you change it.
If that camera even still on. Yeah, it's on.
So I'm very.
I don't know if it's recording. I'm going to get up. Sorry.
I'm very sensitive to certain noises. My ears just can't handle it. Like dogs on floors, like their nails, that bothers me. Scratching, and most recently the sound of
crutches.
So I'm already, and I think depends on where I am mentally. So I'm hyper stressed. I'm feeling like I'm responsible for everybody. Sorry. This dude keeps walking in front of my shop. And now, like, I don't know if I've been around people on crutches. I don't know that I've listened to it. But our house is also just not, is ergonomically sound the word? What it's.
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
The ways, every motion you make in this house, the whole house makes a noise. If you walk there, you have to learn the floor to know where to step. So I'm already sensitive in that sense. And now this dude's going around in crutches. And the crutches, I started nicknaming him Click Clap. The crutches just made, everything was so amplified. He's going back and forth. And because he doesn't want to seem helpless, instead of just asking for things, he just kept getting up and down, up and down. So he'd get up, click clack his way to the kitchen for something, click clack his way back to the couch, realize he needed something else, click clack his way back. So all I heard was click clacking when I was home.
This is coming off as very ableist of you.
It was
criticizing someone for moving the only way that they were able to move.
Caveating the fact that I was in a very
If I had-
hypersensitive space,
Yeah.
mentally, emotionally, physically. I was not my best self. I had just started a new job that requires me to be on a plane a week. Like, I am on the go. I'm trying to navigate this parental rearing that I'm doing. Like, they don't train you on the fact that at some point, some of us have to end up raising our parents. And so I'm dealing with that. I'm stressed to the max. And now I have click clack, click clack, click clack. When he got to put those crutches down, I was so thankful, because they were gonna be the straw that broke the camel's back. But now we're on the other side of it. He still has his moments. He's still in recovery, but it was it was a definitely a trial season. I'm not one to say, look, I've I've hit rock bottom, or this is the, like, it can't get worse than that. I try not to say those statements, because I feel those statements always lead to bet, and then the trap door opens and now you've gone to the next level. But I had a point where I was gonna run away. I was gonna go to Mexico. I was gonna find some small seaside village, learn to fish, and in 10 years be prepared for three young ladies to walk up on me on a beach
Fish is crazy.
and realize that this is where their mother has been hiding and has started a new life making jewelry out of seashells. That's the brink. That's how far I had gone. It was a dark place. It was a very dark place. Still unpacking it with my therapist. So can't really go too deep here. But in that, there were still moments and pockets of joy.
Man, you struggled really hard to tell that lie. That joy got stuck. You're right.
Because I realized joy has a permanence, and I wanted to say happiness.
There have been moments, joy.
I wanted to say happiness, but I had already started with the joy.
Couldn't even get that lie out clean. Oh my goodness.
It's been a lot.
It's been rough. But that's what I'm saying. Like even within that, or as a part of that, like, it's just been such a crazy time, because good things have been happening. Like, you got a new job, and you're getting paid more, like more responsibility. You got a title that you have been chasing for a while, because you felt like you were ready for it. Solace has been doing great in dance. Sonoma is stretching out. Savi is blossoming socially. Savi is the most popular person in this house, probably. So, and in the midst of like the storm and the chaos, like you're right. There were. I made fun of you for struggling to say it, but there were a lot of moments of joy. And then on top of that, like, Michael's pitching me for things like crazy, and he's like, "We got to get you literally to France a week after getting out of a boot." So yeah, it's been like, this is the biggest amount of opportunities I've had in my life, and like, I've been paid for, maybe out of everything I've done this year, I think.
Yeah, say half the things you've done you've been paid for.
Yeah.
Compensated,
Yeah. But I've been traditional, like, in terms of having a steady flow of money come in, I've just been unemployed from like traditional work for over a year. I think that's the longest. That's about the longest I've ever gone. So it's just weird. But it's just me trusting that, like I said, I'm on the right path. I'm moving in the direction I'm supposed to be moving. And that doesn't mean things aren't going to be tough, because they are, especially now with the economy and things like that. But
war. We just keep staying in war.
Okay, let's relax. And we
find a way.
We find a way to continue to make it work. And
then there's another war.
And we do. So yeah, it's been a crazy year and a half for us. It's been a lot that's happened. And anyone who keeps up with us online has probably seen like a lot of the places I've been, and that Jess is traveling a lot now. So you've probably been aware of most of this stuff. We're just sort of filling in the details. Yeah. The finer details.
there's a lot. There's stuff that's been overlooked and missed, and because when you're in it, I won't forget this, but unless you write it down or are doing continuous updates, it's hard to make sure that everyone stays abreast. But it's been a wild ride. Maybe not wild. It's been a tumultuous ride. It smooths and then you dart around the
I feel like
corner.
tumultuous is worse than
Is
wild.
it? Is it?
I feel like it is.
Okay. It's been a ride. We'll just leave it at that. But we're here. We're healthy. We're unruptured, and we're back behind the camera, in front of the camera,
in front of the camera,
with cameras,
with cameras.
and we've got new mics.
We do have new mics. One of the things Jessica wanted to do was simplify our setup. She felt like the complexity of the original setup is what attributed to us recording less frequently or at all. So I bought these mics for the trip to France.
Which he still hasn't told me how much he spent on them. I said, how much? And he conveniently did.
What are you talking about? I bought these for the trip to France along with this middle camera.
Which I also asked him.
And then I realized that I was like, hey, we could just use these for the pod. I know most people associate a podcast as when you speak into like traditional microphones, but these are microphones. And
I attribute these to being held. So I thought we were going to have to hold them the whole time. Because every time I see people make videos, they're just holding them.
I think that's to make sure that you get the best like audio, like it's directly below, but they pick up very, very well. And honestly, setting up the board and the microphones in and of itself took probably the most time when doing our setup. So now I've basically got it down to 2 lights and 3 cameras. So that shouldn't be
more like 2 lights and 1.5 cameras.
Well, once the cameras get charged, the battery they'll hold, but they hadn't been used in over a year. I packed them up because when we went to All Star in LA, we were supposed to try to do a live recording of the Corner 3, or not live, in person recording of the Corner 3, but it didn't work out. So they've just been sitting in a bag for a year. So
now they're unearthed.
And after this, we'll charge them all up to make sure that they're ready to go for the next time we want to record when the kids aren't around, which will be never.
No, I was actually thinking about it this morning. There will be days in our future where if we don't want to go anywhere, we will put children on buses.
And they can be taken away and brought back
and we will not have to exit the house to get them to their destination. That's going to be far and few between. I say that because Sovereign, who was very anti-competition dance, at the end of Solace's competition dance season, said she wants to audition for competition dance. And with her auditioning for competition dance, our kids just have this great favor that when 9 times out of 10 they pursue something, they get it. So we know that Sovereign is likely going to do competition dance. She's going to be picked for the team. She can also do a split and a leg heel stretch and things with your body that I didn't know a person could do. But she has an amazing flexibility gene, and last year made it her mission to learn how to do a split and can do a beautiful split. It's scary, it looks painful, but she can do it. So she's going to do competition. Solace is going to do competition. She wants to add a solo. Sonoma is right now, she's good with just ballet and tap. She's good with that. She hasn't asked to do anything else. She's the kid who's free, because if you have 3 kids dancing, the 3rd kid is free. So I'm good with her doing that. But that means that come the school year, I think we start dance this week, right? We start tomorrow. We start tomorrow. So Solace has competition tryouts tomorrow. Savi has...
Is it tomorrow?
I don't know. Savi has Tuesday.
It's this week.
I have a voicemail and a letter we'll figure it out. So we're back. We get the last competition was the week of July, of 4th of July. It ended 4th of July. We've had like 3 weeks off or a month off, and now we're right back into it. And it's a monetary investment, a time investment. It is a lot. So now to add a second child to that, whew, Jesus, be a bank account, my bank account, and multiply it like you did the loaves of bread and fishes. Seriously.
Sorry.
All right, that concludes this episode
My
of
bad.
Rushed Vibes.
No. Let's keep on.
What do you have to talk?
You're talking about the kids this week.
Yeah, I was talking about that.
No, you did.
I did.
Will you leave this week? When do you leave?
Potentially tomorrow.
What do you mean potentially? Are you leaving or are you
I'm
not?
supposed to leave today.
Oh my gosh. Go pick your children up.
I'm supposed to be leaving.
Yeah. It's been a crazy summer and hasn't really felt like there's been any downtime. But we are definitely getting ready to head back into the thick of busy season.
Mm-hmm. Joy.
We'll see how well we can handle it with you traveling. That'll be an adjustment. But we'll make it. At least when your parents are here, your mom would help out from time to time. I should be going back to work in the next couple weeks. So
Really?
when
This is news to me.
I was always supposed to go back at the end of or at the beginning of August.
You were?
Yeah. I told you they only contracted dude until August.
Oh, I didn't know he was contracted. I thought he was like a full-on replacement.
I'm contracted.
I knew that, but
I mean, I don't know. I have to. One of the reasons why I was trying to call certain people was because I was trying to get an understanding. I did tell my boss that I was not cleared for work until at least my next doctor's visit, which is April 15th. So I'm still
April 15th?
August 15th, excuse me. So I'm still 2 weeks out.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I'm expecting to go back to work, but maybe I won't. I don't know.
Hopefully none of his leadership is watching this.
So I'm expecting to go back.
Okay. I did not know that.
Which would help, but also add another wrinkle to things just because of when I'm supposed to be working.
Okay.
So
like everything else, we'll figure it out.
As we always do. Are we done?
I think so. I think this was just like
good little catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week we'll have
next week.
Next.
You gonna be here?
I think I will.
Oh yeah? I was gonna say I need to send you, but you don't have a MacBook anymore. So I don't know what's the.
Let me go buy a Neo.
No, what's the? I mean,
then I can give it to the kids.
I mean, you could do whatever you want.
I can go in with Solace and then buy it with her, and they'll give her a student discount, and then
you can you can do whatever you want. Like
I can use my MacBook.
It's your money.
Gonna explode.
But I was gonna say we could just do Rush Vibes from the road because I have Riverside.
Who's Riverside?
Riverside is an application that allows you to record. It's like a
sounds like a church
video conferencing app, but that's what I use for Best of Seven.
His second podcast.
So if you just find,
actually that's his third.
If you find a time while you're traveling that we can just sit down and record, we can just.
Do I get the mics with the puff?
You would have to get you could just use the Yeti mic that I have. Just take that with you.
Like the mic with the puff.
No.
Because I want to be able to do this.
Well, you can't. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess I could let you take it with you, but we just have to make sure that I'm not going to need it for anything.
It's okay. I have my own, but mine was cheap.
I have a new mic myself. So if anything, you could just take that. I bought it when we started. I bought it at the beginning of summer, right around the time I got hurt, when I knew I wasn't going to be able to be moving back and forth. So I just bought a little cheap mic that plugs into my computer.
I see. Okay. I don't have glasses on, so I don't know how long we've recorded, but I think this is a good stopping point. You've been mildly updated on what is happening or has happened in the life of Yo Rush and Jess Rush, or J3's Rush, for the past year and 7 months. And now, August, 8th month of the year. 8, isn't that new beginning?
Yeah, because 7's completion.
Yeah, new beginnings. So, maybe it's symbolic.
What do we do when I do this to you? I mean, the handshake. We're supposed to do the handshake. Look. Oh, my bad.
We still have our perverse sense of humor.
My bad. I meant the handshake.
Sure.
I did.
Okay. Anyway, y'all, it was great. Thank you for your audience. And we are excited to be back in front of you. What's our plan? What's our direction?
For what?
Are we just gonna riff?
So you want me to give it all to you right now as we're closing the episode?
Isn't that now you're gonna be stingy? You're not gonna give it all to me?
By the way, make sure you like, subscribe on YouTube.
Share.
We're on Instagram, Apple, and Spotify.
Are we gonna be on TikTok?
Oh man, TikTok kind of mean, yo.
TikTok is, y'all, the way I've been.
That's a whole younger generation on TikTok.
That I have been getting the packages. Did we lose a camera? We lost a kid.
That was pretty good though. That was the whole episode.
That was our sign. I have been getting the packages. I've got the affiliate links, and TikTok is trolling me. They're like, no, they are putting me through the trenches. So, but if you see a video or an affiliate link, buy something from me. But I am on my. I don't want to call myself a content creator, nor do I want to call myself an influencer. But I don't
know that I call myself either. I think I'm just Yo Rush.
I'm just Jess Rush. I'm J Rush. I'm a woman who has a husband and kids, and I get stuff, and I'm telling you my opinion on said stuff, and I'm rambling because that's what I do. So you can join me on that journey. Maybe I'll start my own podcast and have 2 and try and catch up to this guy who's got 11 of them. But anyway, I digress. We're going to cue the music. I'm going to hold my fun new mic. Thank you for your audience and your time. We appreciate you. Share this with a friend and let us know if there's anything you want us to speak on. But go with the vibe.
Peace.
Nothing but some growing pains. Yeah. Hey. I done came way too far, can't stop me now. I done came way too far, can't stop me now. I done came way too far, can't stop me now. I done came way too far, can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Yeah, I done came way too far, can't stop me now.